That's true, although one of the people you speak about in the book who you need an interpreter for, but you're still able to convey what you want to convey was Oleksandr Usyk.
Yes.
He seems quite a real character, and that's something I like. I like real originals, and he's certainly someone who's
Oh,
original. Yeah.
for he became a huge favorite of mine. Just a funny guy. He once said to me, "Oh, I wish you'd known me long ago, years before this war started," because he said, I was always joking about, and I said, I know, I've seen the videos of him in the gym, skipping, dancing, singing, making jokes. And he still is a funny guy, but I think he had to take on the burden of for Ukraine, sort of being a symbol of hope for millions of Ukrainian people. And it weighed heavily on him. But what a guy, what a fighter, incredible fighter, what he's done, moving from cruiserweight to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, beating Tyson Fury, a guy who's 6'9" and a good, amazing fighter. Like Usyk could beat him twice, was so good. And just to talk to Usyk was such an honor and a privilege. And yeah, I love my interviews with him.
Yeah. In fact, I would say that's one thing that's changed in the last 30 years of boxing is the rise of Eastern fighters, especially from what you call the old Soviet bloc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Could you touch on the Bivol Bertabiev fight? Is that
yeah,
correct in the book as well?
yeah. Yes, and well, not so much that one. I spoke about. I interviewed Bivol before he beat Canelo. And I think in the sort of epilogue, I maybe mentioned Bivol Beterbiev fight. Um, but yeah, fascinating characters, great fighters. I've interviewed Leonard and Duran. Um, but yeah, to be there at the time with Hagler and Hearns, I would have loved that time. But yeah, there's so many I could go back to, the past. There are many fighters, and I think it would have been wonderful to do that, because I think boxing now is on the margins of society, isn't it? Even in the UK, where it's still, compared to many countries in the world, boxing is doing well. But back in sort of the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, boxing was the sport in many countries. And yeah, I would have loved to have been writing then. And so that would be, yeah, I think a good starting point.